to rally round him in the greater interests of the state. This was when he granted audience to the APC candidate. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
The candidate for the forthcoming Anambra governorship election, Senator Andy Uba, formally received the governing party's flag from President Muhammadu Buhari. Senator Andy Uba was accompanied to the State House by the chairman, APC caretaker, and extraordinary convention planning committee, and governor of Yobe State, Mai Malabuni, and members of the Presidential Campaign Council for the Anambra governorship election, led by the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodimma. President Muhammadu Buhari described as gladdening the emergence of Senator Andy Uba as the APC flag bearer for the election and promised him necessary support within the limits of the law.
I'm particularly happy today because I know how steadfast Andy has been, and I formally welcome you with great pleasure for winning the candidature, to participate as a gubernatorial candidate of your state. I certainly wish you the best of luck, and I will very closely continue to follow you. I'm anxious for your success.
Both the chairman of the APC caretaker and extraordinary convention planning committee and that of the Presidential Campaign Council expressed absolute confidence in the ability of the governing party to win the Anambra governorship election.
Your Excellency, Anambra used to be our weakest link, but it may interest you to note that since after concluding our primaries, we've been receiving new entrants into the party. Anambra is ripe for us to win because we are doing our best to ensure that all the leaders are working together to ensure that APC succeeds at the end of the day.
Mr. President, we have a good product. We've done our homework very well. We've converted so far majority of the political class in Anambra State into believing our story. In fact, most people that joined us today joined us because they believe in your integrity and they believe that working with you, Nigeria will be better. Your name has opened many doors for us. By the grace of God, we'll come out very successful, and they will not betray the confidence reposed on us by the party.
Speaking to newsmen shortly after, the APC candidate, Senator Andy Uba, described the presidential endorsement of his candidacy as a fulfilling moral booster and indeed reassuring.
I was surprised at the endorsement of Mr. President. What he said to me today came from his heart. Everybody was shocked at what he said. He said, I've been looking forward to seeing you, looking forward to working with you, and I wish you well. I'll be following you so that at the end, Anambra will be APC state. I was shocked at that.
The Anambra governorship election comes up on Saturday, November 6, 2021. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed Nigeria's formal appreciation to the outgoing Tunisian ambassador to Nigeria, Jalil Trabelsi, for what he calls the deep love shown for the country during his tour of duty. This was when the envoy paid him a farewell visit. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
Before his tour of duty as Tunisian ambassador to Nigeria lasting 5 years, Ambassador Jalil Trabelsi worked in the country as an officer for 5 years. President Muhammadu Buhari thanked the envoy for his genuine love for Nigeria and Nigerians. He assured him that he can count on Nigeria's goodwill for himself, his family, and indeed his country. As the president puts it during the closed-door engagement, you have identified with us so much, and I wish you a successful tour wherever you are posted to next. The outgoing ambassador had told the president that he insisted on waiting till he had an audience with him before leaving so that he could personally express gratitude to a man he admired and to a people he loved. He explained that he has enjoyed every bit of the 10-year period he spent in Nigeria. The envoy said Nigeria and Tunisia have excellent relations dating back in history. The beneficial relations, he said, has been further strengthened in the past 5 years, during which many agreements were signed. While expressing gratitude for the support extended to him, Ambassador Jalil Trabelsi maintains that Tunisia will always support and promote Nigeria. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And still in the State House, another youth empowerment scheme called Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program has been launched by President Muhammadu Buhari. It is aimed at providing a critical pathway for young Nigerians to gain relevant skills and work experience in top-tier organizations, as well as build the right network towards sustaining the upward trajectory of Nigeria's economy. Adamu Sambo has the details.
Under the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program, 20,000 talented young Nigerian graduates will be provided work placement opportunities in private and public sector organizations across Nigeria. The jobs, to last for 12 months, will be fully paid towards improving employability and helping beneficiaries prepare for their future careers and work environments.
I truly believe it is a beneficial program that will provide the candidates with the right opportunities to develop their careers and increase the talent pool of the nation.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who is still basking in the euphoria of the 5% Nigeria's GDP growth, the highest in 6 years, believes that building the right skills and experiences in critical economic sectors, which the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program seeks to achieve, will go a long way towards sustaining the nation's economic growth.
The program will build on other efforts of the government to support young Nigerians, such as the 75 billion youth fund, which was created to support young Nigerians in business or with business ideas. The Nigerian Jubilee Fellow Program, being a fully paid post-NYSC work placement program for Nigerians, will provide an opportunity for mentors who are already engaged in various industries and have gained relevant experience and build capacity over the years to provide mentorship and support for the young Nigerians that will be on the program.
The program, he said, could not have come at a better time than now, when global economies have been battered by the COVID-19 pandemic, with loss of jobs and opportunities being one of its significant impacts.
We believe that as this program creates new opportunities for 20,000 recent graduates annually, the beneficiaries will maximize the opportunities presented to them and maximize their 12 months of engagement on the program. I would encourage all eligible Nigerians to apply for this program. I also urge private sector organizations in Nigeria to join us on this program to provide work placement opportunities, mentors, and funding to support the program.
During the launch, messages of goodwill were presented by representatives of the United Nations Development Programme, European Union, and the United Nations Resident Coordinator.
Nigerian youths are known globally as pace setters, not only as they highly skilled and educated, but also as innovative entrepreneurs.
I look forward to seeing this inspiring young talent of this country leverage this program to enhance their competency and contribute to the growth and development of Nigeria.
We stand ready to assist Nigerians, keeping the young as an asset, not turning them into a liability.
The Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program, a vital initiative by the federal government, is supported by UNDP and the European Union. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Still on the economy, the Nigeria Economic Sustainability Plan has flagged off the Guaranteed Offtake Scheme, which is one of the tracks of the MSME's Survival Fund Scheme. Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment, Mariam Katagum, says the scheme plans to uptake products from 100,000 MSMEs across the country. Benny Adams reports.
The program is building on the successes recorded in the implementation of the other tracks of the scheme and in line with the plan to fully rejuvenate the economy, with focus on MSMEs in the manufacturing sector. Chairman of the steering committee of the scheme, Mariam Katagum, says the federal government is rolling out the last component of the survival fund, known as the Guaranteed Offtake Scheme. It is an intervention to assist small and growing businesses affected by the pandemic.
These include face masks, hand sanitizers, liquid soaps, disinfectants and processed foods such as gari, palm oil, groundnut oil, and so on.
Under the payroll support scheme, 459,334 individuals benefited across 36 states and the FCT, out of which 43% are female-owned businesses and 3% people with special needs. While the Artisan and Transport Scheme, with an initial target of 333,000, artisans and transport beneficiaries have 293,336 successful beneficiaries across 36 states and the FCT. Others are the CAC Formalization Support Scheme with 244,162 small and growing enterprises registered for free, in addition to the General MSME's Grant Scheme with 82,491 beneficiaries to date.
We have successfully disbursed 56,842,780,000 to 1,079,323 beneficiaries.
The PDO call center will be available from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays through Fridays, and the number for the PDO call center is 0704 00500.
The latter scheme is given preference to products produced in sufficient volumes in each state, which has proven propensity to create jobs and have a multiplier effect on the surrounding economy. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Government is trying to solve the challenges of micro, small and medium enterprises in order to transform them into engines for job generation. How this can be achieved is the focus of the Development Bank of Nigeria's annual lecture 2021 held virtually. Moplang Dakok reports.
The Development Bank of Nigeria's annual lecture series is one of the ways the bank engages stakeholders to search for solutions and influence policies aimed at addressing the constraints faced by micro, small and medium enterprises as the world tries to recover from the shocks of COVID-19 on global economy. The critical issue of access to funds still took center stage.
The Development Bank of Nigeria will continue to work towards building the capacity of small businesses to ensure that we eliminate the financing constraints faced by this critical sector.
Why is DBN interested in MSMEs, you may ask? It is simple. Because big things have small beginnings. And according to the International Council for Small Businesses, formal and informal MSMEs make up over 90% of all businesses.
The panelists believe that with COVID-19, the need for technology is even more critical as Nigeria struggles with efficient power supply to boost MSMEs.
We can also look at it to enable healthcare and how we export healthcare, fitness, wellness, as well as our manufacturing and exports and service businesses.
People are all coming together, trying to see if we can find solutions for how we can create a bigger middle class and how we can support the growth of a wide range of enterprises.
The virtual economic development conversation ended with the goal of tackling issues affecting MSMEs and finding innovative ways in which the sector can adapt during periods of uncertainties. In Abuja, Moplang Dakok, NTA News.
Time for our first break. Please stay.
Babe? Hey!
Hi.
It's hard to live when you are all alone.
Hi. So my card isn't working. Hello?
All I hear with the
Good morning, I'm
Bye.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The federal government has commenced second phase of COVID-19 vaccination. If you are 18 years and above and unvaccinated, register at www.nphcda.vaccination.gov.ng. Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive COVID-19 vaccine. If you received first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine before 8th July 2021, second dose commences 23rd August and closes 5th September 2021. All vaccines are free and certified safe by WHO and NAFDAC. At the vaccination site, you can check blood pressure and know your diabetes risk status. Children aged 0 to 23 months will receive childhood vaccines and screen for malnutrition. After vaccination, continue to adhere to COVID-19 prevention protocols. For more information, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
I realized very young that I was different. My parents tried to enroll me in school.
And the headmaster said, I don't want a child that will come and scare away other children. Madam, take your child home. I wept like I had never wept that day. NTA came in at a point when I was at my lowest. I got a call.
And it turned the story around.
They had found a hospital in South Africa. They had found a doctor. Till date, Great has undergone 17 surgeries. And MTN has not turned their back on Great since then.
Now that I'm graduating, I feel very excited. I'm ready for the challenges life has to push towards me.
You call someone great, and then you expect that he has to go through something so that that name will be real.
I'm bold, I'm confident, you can also do it.
Last days last by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down. It rained down.
The Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo at Maritime Meda, on behalf of officers, ratings, and civilian staff of the Nigerian Navy, cordially welcomes distinguished invited guests and participants to the Chief of the Naval Staff Annual Conference 2021. Theme: Enhancing Nigeria's Maritime Security for Improved National Prosperity. Date: 1st to 5th September 2021. Venue: Coronation Hall, Government House, Kano, Kano State. Time: 9 a.m. daily. Special guests of honor for the opening and closing ceremonies are His Excellency Governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR, and the Honorary Minister of Defense, Retired Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi, respectively. Announcer Commodore Suleiman Dahon, Director of Information for Chief of the Naval Staff, Nigerian Navy. Onward, together.
With star 966 Easy Banking, you can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills and make POS payments, create a wallet account, and perform other self-service options like PIN and password reset and temporary blockage of your account. Star 966 is fast, easy, and convenient. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 to get started now. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Flood is a natural or man-made disaster that has affected thousands of people over the years, with many lives lost and properties destroyed. Seasonal forecast has revealed the possible flooding in some states as a result of torrential rainfall. To mitigate and avert the impact of the flood, do not build houses along waterways. Provide proper drainage. Evacuate from flood-prone areas immediately to safer ground. Stop blocking waterways and channels. Adhere to early warning alerts. Always listen to weather forecasts. Take warnings from relevant authorities seriously. Disaster management is everyone's business. This message is from the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. NEMA, for the sake of the distressed.
Thank you for staying. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says no Nigerian child will be denied access to basic education. This was at the National Dialogue Forum on the Girl Child in Nigeria with the theme, Towards a Girl-Friendly Nigeria, organized by the Women Arise for Change initiative in collaboration with the African Child Policy Forum, Ethiopia. State House correspondent Dide Onifade reports.
I would like to become his second wife, and I was just 9 years old.
She may be young, but 15-years-old Victoria Solomon, at her age, has a truckload of experiences that touched her heart on what she has faced as a girl child growing up in Nigeria. With tears rolling down her eyes, she recounts some of these ordeals.
The younger sister took her.
She's not alone, as so many other girls across the African continent are victims.
A lot of them are worried, a lot of them have dropped out of school.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo declared the dialogue open, says everyone should be involved as the problems are many facing women and adolescent girls.
So it's very important that the states and local governments ensure that there are gender-responsive measures, that ensure that they implement gender-responsive measures that will transform the education systems and address the barriers that inhibit girl-child education. And all of this must be done very actively by the states.
Delving into what government is doing towards addressing these challenges, the Vice President says these government programs targeted at both women and girls will bring back hope.
And we are committed to ensuring that these initiatives happen, and to all young girls, and I want to say, to all young girls across the country, I would like to let you know that we understand the difficulties that many of you are going through. The mere fact that one is a victim does not mean that hopes are lost, or that all hope is lost. As a matter of fact, it's very important to emphasize that despite being victims, you have every opportunity to do better in life and to make a great success of yourselves.
We need to continue engaging in multi-sectoral collaboration between ministries to ensure progressive realization and immediate protection of girls. Creating a safe Nigeria for all girls where they meaningfully participate in governance.
So investment in girls does not require economic wealth of a country or economic prosperity.
Well, there is no doubt the African leaders are taking steps towards ensuring that the girl child receive better education, better life. But what participants here are saying is that they need to initiate programs that will make the girl child participation an integral part of their policy making. In Abuja, Dide Onifade.
Now, talking security, the Institute of Military History at the Nigerian Army Resource Center, Abuja, is to provide analytical tools for the development of functional homegrown doctrine to enhance professional efficiency of the military. Minister of Defense Bashir Magashi stated this in a message to the inauguration of the maiden seminar on military history at the Nigerian Army Resource Center, Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
The Nigeria's army predates the nation's independence in 1960 from a group of able youths assembled by John Glover in 1863 to protect the then British colony. The military transformed together with the sovereignty of Nigeria to become a strong, formidable fighting force, defending our territorial integrity. This seminar on the relevance and prospects of military history is aimed at upholding lessons from past military operations for future use.
All the various organizations present here to consider very seriously the establishment of their own historical institute for appropriate, adequate, and timely recording of their activities and to advance the body of knowledge and frontier of research. Planning.
To the Director General, Nigerian Army Resource Center, solutions to some past crises in Nigeria are applicable to some current security threats.
If we had analyzed the Matasini crisis very, very well, and even the Nigerian Civil War, yes, no victor, no vanquish, but what were the causative factors? Those factors are still germane today, and that's why we're having all this problem. So we need to look at what caused all these crises. What are the causes? And when you understand the causes, you can find solutions to those causes.
The Military Institute, established in August 2020, is to provide credible platform for collation of historical activities, for lessons, and to avoid past pitfalls. From the Nigerian Army Resource Center in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force has formally inducted the U.S.-made Super Tucano A-29 into its Order of Battle. A delegation from the U.S. Department of Defense witnessed the inducted aircrafts by Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi, at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Nigeria purchased the A-29s through the Foreign Military Sales Program, which follows the U.S. Department of Defense total package approach model and includes spare parts for several years of operation, contract logistics support, ammunition, and a multi-year construction project to improve the Kainji Air Base infrastructure. The joint structure of air-to-ground integration also supports Nigerian Army and Navy operations, expected to reposition the armed forces of Nigeria as formidable in the fight against violent extremism. As part of activities marking the Chief of the Naval Staff Annual Conference 2021, the Nigerian Navy has conducted free medical outreach and career talk to pupils of Gwagwarua Primary School in Kano State. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports that the conference is the first of its kind and that Vice Admiral Awal Gambo.
Gwagwarua Primary School in Nasarawa local government area of Kano State, the alma mater of the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo. The Civil Military Corporation and Directorate of Naval Medical Services are in the school to kickstart the activities of Naval Conference and give back to the community what they have given to the country.
What we're trying to do is to unite the community for posterity and also to enable exchange of information so as to help in curbing and reducing the incidences of insecurity in the country.
During the event, students were dewormed, presentation of career talk on how to join the Navy, among other gifts.
The medical outreach, I think, is very important. The university also do the same thing, reaching out to communities, providing medical services.
The conference will start on Thursday with Maritime Day. Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
And in Zamfara State, the police command has secured unconditional release of 9 persons abducted on 25th August 2021 at Kango Sabwa village in Bungudu local government area of the state. This is contained in a statement issued by the spokesman of the command, Superintendent of Police, Shehu Muhammad. The statement said the released captives, comprising 7 women and 2 men, were medically checked, debriefed and reunited with their families. Zamfara State Commissioner of Police, Ayuba Elkana, restated the command's commitment to strengthen collaboration with other security agencies for safe and unconditional release of other kidnapped victims across the state. As part of measures to complement security efforts in the fight against banditry and other forms of crimes in Katsina State, the State Governor, Aminu Bello Masari, has directed the immediate closure of some roads in the frontline local government areas. The directive was contained in a document entitled Security Challenges Containment Order, signed by the Governor. The affected roads include Jibia to Gerbin Bari, closed for all motorists, while Kankara to Shemi Road is closed for commercial activities only. The order directed motorists to use Funtua access as alternate route. The order also announced the suspension of a sale of all animals in 14 local government areas: Jibia, Batsari, Safana, Damusa, Kankara, Malamfushi, Charansi, Mayadua, Kafur, Faskari, Sabua, Bari, Dotsima, and Keita. The governor also directed the reinforcement on the ban on the sale of petroleum products in jerry cans at filling stations and the ban on the operation of commercial motorcycles from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Though children, but troubled by the state of insecurity. So, the Federal Capital Territory representative of the National Children's Parliament visited the Director General of the NTA to express the concerns of the Nigerian child exploring the platform of the Africa's largest television network. Ekene Ndule brings us details.
What is the hope of the Nigerian child? The answer to that question lies in the balance, as there is no guaranteed future in the absence of peace. This is a source of concern for 15-year-old Splendor Joe King, who got emotional as she expresses fears that if Nigerian elders do not speak up and act against increasing acts of violence across the country, there may be no future for the Nigerian child. Splendor Joe King is therefore seeking collaboration with NTA as she champions a campaign to restore peace and promote education for the Nigerian child.
I am passionate about this campaign because we, the children, are mostly affected by the insecurity that is happening that's ravaging our country. Many of us have been killed, who have lost our lives in general. We have been orphaned at a very young age, displaced, and our desire to go to school has been taken away from us.
The Director General of NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, not only gave his assurances of supporting the campaign, he went a notch higher by assuring the teenager of his mentorship.
I want to pledge on behalf of the Nigerian Television Authority that we are going to be there for you all the time. And personally, I want to pledge my mentorship of you.
As the delegation departs NTA, there is no doubt in their minds that the future will indeed be brighter. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
Let's pause here in Abuja and let Adiola feed us from the Center of Excellence. Adiola, it's over to you.
Thank you, Nyere. Now, the persistent gridlock, experienced along the Oshodi-Apapa Expressway is gradually easing off. But at the Tinkan Island corridor, there are concerns by truck drivers on the impact of the electronic call-up system and extortion on seamless port operations. Michael Olaleye reports.
This is the Apapa Oshodi Expressway, a gateway to the busiest trade corridor in Nigeria. The atmosphere has finally shaken off the dust of the horrible weekend when trucks trying to access the port queued down to Sonya bus stop. The usual curiosity, however, took me to the Tinkan Island corridor, where I met with 50-year-old Sunday in Nabucco. He was particularly furious with the battered and shattered state of his vehicle, all in the name of forceful collection of levies.
At my two have two places to pay money. We pay for a ticket, you pay for a police before they will let you access.
According to drivers here, there are 15 checkpoints between Maitu and Tinkan Island ports, a development which contributes to traffic build-up down to Apapa Oshodi Expressway on a tense day. Gabriel Adeyemi is lucky to be alive as he escaped being lynched for failing to pay the illegal dues.
Last time they won't pass me, sir. Then they shook me like say I don't get people for house. Then shook me and then they told me to like say we don't pay and we don't pay them.
Truck drivers like Ezekiel John blamed the MOB park arrangement under the electronic call-up system for the gridlock along the axis.
When they build the system that you go to MOB, that's why it causes all this jam pack. And if you go to MOB, they will say your TDO is not ready, your ETO is not ready.
While refashioning the electronic call-up system for efficiency, port operators have repeatedly stressed that illegal checkpoints will be dismantled.
We have met with the Commissioner of Police, and there is a team to go look at the checkpoints and then remove all that are unnecessary. That's the total enforcement team have gone out to check, and you will see a total reduction. It will be reduced at least by 50%.
Fast-tracking cargo delivery and evacuation is key to reducing turnaround time along the corridor. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
Plans have been concluded for the hosting of a second edition of a Nigeria Content Development Monitoring Bird Research and Development Fair in Yenagua, Bayelsa State. Executive Secretary of the board, Simbike Sie Wabote, stated this at a press briefing in Lagos. Annie Daniels reports.
Established in 2010 with the mandate to promote value addition in Nigeria through enforcement of utilization of Nigerian-made goods, services and manpower in oil and gas activities, Executive Secretary, Nigeria Content Development Monitoring Board, NCDMB, Simbi Kesiwabote, emphasized the need to accord research and development in Nigeria all the attention needed. He added that first world countries have recorded great feats through research and development, and Nigeria cannot be left behind.
It's also to open that discussion around what are the other forms of energy that we begin to look at that we can transit into. So it's all encompassing. We have that in mind, we have that focus, but most importantly, we must be able to utilize our God-given resources.
The first R&D trade fair by the board was in 2017, but subsequent edition was stalled by the emergence of COVID-19. To further live up to expectations, the board will be collaborating with some of Nigeria's research institutions to drive and establish centers of excellence.
To find out why they are not coming up to take advantage of the $50 million research fund that we have to promote research in country. That money has barely been scratched.
So it doesn't really have to be in the oil and gas industry or maybe a corporate organization. No, individuals, including you.
The fair will hold on the 9th of September 2021 in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, with 200 physical participants and 800 online participants. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timi Silva, is expected to launch the NCDMB 10-year R&D roadmap, as well as commission the Technology Innovation Center. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
There will be more reports after this time out on the network news, to stay with us.
You don't almost reach, Abby? Okay. Guys, the mechanic is almost here. Madam! What do you think is wrong?
Madam, no be smart way they want to use your bike. Carburetor and radiator, you don't pafuka. If you want to fix that, 50,000.
I guess I have no choice. Give me size 10 Allen Q.
Madam, the top of those spoil now. You need to buy new one. New one at 16,000.
Thanks for the help, guys. I'll be on my way now. Parenting your tools.
Ride the digital wave for the whole year with 1 terabyte of data for just 100,000 naira. Dial *777#.
It's the natural ingredients and rich flavor of Knorr that brings people together.
Babe? Hey! Hi.
It's hard to live when you are all alone.
Hi. So, my card isn't working. Hello?
All I hear with the
Good morning, I'm pretty sorry I'm late. Where are you guys going? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Can you see me?
Get an Airtel Home Broadband and enjoy life as it should be.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
StarTimes, the most affordable digital pay TV platform with the widest signal coverage in Nigeria, dedicated to bringing the best TV entertainment around the world to your screen. From Hollywood to Bollywood to Nollywood, we offer the most affordable subscription. Enjoy over 75 channels for as low as 1,700 naira, like Nat Geo Wild, BBC, ESPN, and premium sport like Emirates FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, wrestling. What's more exciting? We have the most flexible payment options in Nigeria. Don't dull. Join us now for an exciting journey. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Glad to have you back. The people of Gombe State are suggesting a reversal of the current revenue allocation formulation in Nigeria to give priority to state and local government areas. Emmanuel Akila reports that this was during the ongoing nationwide sensitization by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission held in Gombe.
The subsisting or current revenue allocation have been in existence since the past 20 years.
That is the #1 agenda for discussions on the review of the present revenue sharing formula, which the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission says Nigerians have been yearning for.
The objective of the sensitization is to enlighten all major stakeholders, particularly the state and local government, on the need to participate and make relevant contribution in the process of the review in order to assist the Commission to come up with just, fair, and equitable, acceptable revenue allocation formula for the country.
For me, and I believe for the whole of these people, we shoulder more responsibility, and there is need and justification for us to have more of the resources so that we can work for the people and for the country at large.
The stakeholders in Gombe State who appreciate the development effort of the federal government are, however, of the view that the vertical revenue sharing approach be reversed in favor of the state and local governments, believing that would enable development at the grassroots.
You can see what we are achieving with so much little. So what if we are able to get as much as we should get from the Federation? It means that we'll be able to do much more and impact much more on the lives of our people.
From the states, the Commission intends to move the stakeholder sensitization to the zones to collect data to help determine a fair revenue distribution for the country. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
Away from Gombe now, the Federal Road Safety Corps has advised motorists to the southwest to use Lokoja Okene Kaba or Lokoja Okene Ogori Magogo as alternative routes or tow off through the zone. This became necessary following the caving in of a section of the road between Zarigi and Obajana Cement Factory, which has led to an obstruction of free flow of traffic. Emergency repairs to restore normal flow of traffic on the road has been on since morning, but motorists are advised to be cautious. Now on education, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, says there will be no unified cut-off mark for candidates seeking admission into tertiary institutions for the 2021-2022 academic session. This decision was reached at the policy meeting on admissions to tertiary institutions held virtually at the board's headquarters in Abuja. Olainka Ojo reports.
Before now, when policy meetings like this are held, parents and examination candidates wait patiently to hear the peg on the approved cutoff marks for admission into tertiary institutions in the country.
Cutoff is 120. Universities that are choosing 120 is free to admit candidates.
But this 2021 virtual policy meeting is with a twist, with heads of tertiary institutions in the country. And the decision to take here is that which will determine the fate of more than 1.4 million candidates. For the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, whatever minimum cutoff mark an institution accepts is okay with the board. But no institution is allowed to admit candidates below their submission.
Let's approve for all of them what they have, since it's not going to be the last score, But everybody, before you can start admission, you must have disclosed your minimum.
For institutions that offer admission to candidates without the use of the Central Admission Processing System (CAPS), a sanction awaits them.
I have directed JAMB to bring forward for appropriate sanctions the list of all institutions involved in the violation of the directive.
The meeting, however, agreed that admissions into public tertiary institutions must have ended by the end of January 2022, while that of private tertiary institutions will be in March ending. Olainka Ojo, NTA News.
Away from education, now looking at health, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, says building strong partnership with critical stakeholders in Rivers State and other parts of the country will help in addressing some of the challenges associated with the proliferation of fake drugs and other consumables. Gabriel Amunike completes the story.
National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has engaged the services of all the critical stakeholders as project consultants to drive its sensitization campaigns. According to the agency's DG, represented by Zonal Director, NAFDAC South Zone, Istijola Subulade, she described the public awareness campaign as one of the veritable regulatory mechanisms put in place to promote and protect the health of Nigerians.
The danger of buying drugs from hawkers is that they are most likely to sell fake products. They are most likely to sell expired products, even if they are not fake or expired. The fact that they are exposing them to the sun already breaks them down into dangerous chemicals. That's why we are having a lot of cancer.
Stage of writing standards, NAFDAC is also involved, and we write these standards, and then the standards are being used to see that substandard products are not just registered.
We are visiting several communities. We are going to marketplaces, we're going to motor parks, we are visiting some traditional rulers, religious leaders, because these people will be able to pass the information.
The sensitization campaigns will no doubt contribute significantly to federal government's concerted efforts to inform, sensitize, educate, and alert the public on the inherent dangers of intake and use of fake and adulterated products. In Port Harcourt, Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
Time for another break. Please stay.
Petroleum Industry Act and paradigm shift to host communities. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Join us at 10:30 p.m. every Tuesday. It promises to be incisive and educative.
This na the story of Pekin, wey rise to the max. Rain or shine, it not settle for less. Na the story of small boy wey get big talent. Home and away. Wait o, e be like say na the story of one man wey fall, but wey bounce back in style.
Osimhen, wetin dey motivate you? I want dey big, special and great.
Watching us live from Big Brother House Studio.
Joy for Osimhen, his teammates are chuffed for him as well.
Make we enjoy Max Entertainment together.
Sports or movies, telenovela or cartoon, music or reality TV. With just 6,900 naira, you fit get your GoTV decoder plus 1 month Max subscription. Make you enjoy over 75 channels with for GoTV Max. Make you and your special ones enjoy better things on Max levels. GoTV, love it.
Nigeria's ambassador to Japan, Hussaini Abubakar Moriki, has presented a letter of credence to the Emperor of Japan. While presenting the letter, the Nigerian ambassador promised to sustain the existing peaceful and cordial relationship between both countries. Akihito Naruhito, Emperor of Japan, says he looked forward to a beneficial relationship between Nigeria and Japan, having long-term relationship in trade and investment. The president of the Nigeria Union in Japan, Chief Kennedy Fintan Naji, said with over 50 Japanese companies in Nigeria and an estimated population of about 2,660 Nigerians in Japan, more trade and bilateral relations will be sustained under the new leadership. Now time for sports, and Badi Adeleye will bring us up to speed.
Many thanks, Yeri. Let's begin with basketball. As 2015 African champions, Nigeria's D Tigers Tuesday afternoon crashed out of the 2021 AfroBasket after a shock defeat in the hands of Uganda. My Brown's men, who lost 68-80 to their opponents, will now focus on the 2023 FIBA World Cup qualifiers. They have also been drawn against Cape Verde, Mali, and Uganda in Group A of the qualifiers. Back home, the maiden edition of the Nigeria Tech Ball Federation Challenger Series has ended in Abuja, with champions emerging in the men and women's singles and doubles categories, as well as mixed doubles. Winners in each category have also qualified for the 2021 Tech Ball World Cup in November.
I'm happy with what I have seen today. I'm happy with what the players have done, and I saw excellent players among them, and this championship will continue to rotate from one zone to another. I want to assure the public, and will continue to do it from time to time so that the training will continue.
Let's talk football now. Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, has expressed optimism that the maiden edition of the Aisha Buhari Football Championship will boost female football development in Nigeria and beyond. The minister was speaking while receiving in audience the local organizing committee of Aisha Buhari Cup on Tuesday in Abuja.
Especially when it has to do with female football or women football, as they say. You look at FIFA, is unquestionably unapologetic about supporting women football development and youth football. So this effort plugs into FIFA's larger vision, and I'm sure that FIFA itself will be happier.
To some transfer news now. After completing his much publicized return to Manchester United earlier today, Cristiano Ronaldo's eyes is back to where he belongs and has dedicated the move to the club's former boss, Sir Alex Ferguson. Ronaldo rejoins United from Juventus for an initial €50 million fee and has signed a 2-year contract with the option of another year. Let's see what that brings to Manchester United. That does it on sports. It's back to your area.
Thank you, Buddy. Of course, I'm also looking forward to what Cristiano Ronaldo would do in Manchester United. Now, time to take a quick check at the weather outlook for Wednesday.
There and welcome. We'll be looking at some cloudy conditions with spells of